Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This vid is to list some of my other favorite Christmas specials, and kind of a reminder for everyone that there's more out there besides Charlie, Frosty, Rudolph, the Grinch, and Hallmark movies. There's quite a few to get through, so I'll just give a short summary for each. Animaniacs, Season 1, Episode 50. Here we get 8 shorts ranging from 30 seconds to 7 minutes, including Slappy Squirrel telling a story to Skippy about the WB executives fretting about their commitment to delivering Christmas presents to the Warners, all in rhyme. Chicken Boo dressed as Santa.
Oh, thank you, Santa. Mommy, look, it's Baby Go Burp.
The Great Wackarati gives us his rendition of Jingle Bells, and the Warners cause some havoc inside a closed toy store. That's just to name a few. Pinky and the Brain, Season 1, Episode 8, A Pinky and the Brain Christmas. Brain comes up with a new brainwashing toy. He and Pinky travel to the North Pole disguised as elves to use Santa's workshop to get them made and have Santa deliver them. As usual, everything goes according to plan, and as usual, Pinky foils it, this time using the Christmas spirit. Space Goofs, Season 1, Episode 8, Holiday Heave-Ho. Space Goofs is a French cartoon from the late 90s, early 2000s, about a group of aliens stranded in an abandoned house on Earth. A few people who worked on Ren and Stimpy wrote a few episodes. Charlie Adler, voice of Buster Bunny on Tiny Toons, does the voice for Candy, and Maurice LaMarche, known for the voice of the Brain on Pinky and the Brain, supplies the voice of Etno. In this holiday episode, Bud is watching a movie that scares him about a big red blob engulfing a city. When they hear and see Santa trying to get down the chimney, they think it's the blob and try to stop him. The whole cartoon is about Santa trying to get into this one house, and it's really very funny. Batman, the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 1, Christmas with the Joker. Joker busts out of prison and broadcasts a Christmas special with his hostages to bait Batman. This one has some laughs, but that psycho brings the darkness and
wreak havoc on Gotham City.
An all-around excellent show in general. Ren and Stimpy, Season 2, Episode 7, Son of Stimpy. Stimpy farts for the first time, but Ren doesn't believe him. All of a sudden, his fart becomes a loved one Stimpy is obsessed with finding. Ren and Stimpy, Season 5, Episode 9, A Scooter for Yaxmas. Stimpy is accused of stealing a scooter he wanted for Yaxmas, and tries to find this cartoon's equivalent of Santa Claus to try and clear his name. They make this cartoon feel like Christmas, but came up with their own ridiculous holiday, Yaxmas Eve, the shabbiest day of the year. The soot is falling, the air is filled with the scent of roasted rubber band vendors, and kids building soot men. Batman Beyond, Season 1, Episode 5, Meltdown. Scientists use Mr. Freeze as a guinea pig to see if building a new body for the main bad guy would actually work. When they want to continue experimenting and dissect him up, they underestimate how dangerous he is. This episode has nothing to do with Christmas. It just has Mr. Freeze in it. That is all. Tom Goes to the Mayor, Season 1, Episode 5. Rats off to ya. Tom sees the mayor for a kiosk permit to sell his homemade Rats Off to Ya t-shirts at the mall. A manager at a franchise store steals his idea and makes a fortune off of it, leaving Tom with nothing. He talks to the mayor and goes to the city council to no avail. He came up with the idea to make extra money to buy his kids Christmas gifts. Now all his kids want are Rats Off to Ya merchandise he has to find a way to buy from the store that stole it from him.
All Rats Off merchandise has been marked up 50%. The markups will continue till we close. Rats Off to Ya.
Executive producer and writer Bob Odenkirk makes an appearance as the bartender. The Tick, Season 5, Episode 10. The Tick Loves Santa. When a bank robber disguised as Santa gets electrocuted, he finds out he can clone himself. Tick doesn't want to fight Santa, so just stands there while the rest of the group gets creamed. Multiple Santa then plans to break into the city's hydroelectric plant to produce an infinite army, running the streets red with Santas. The only one who can convince Tick those Santas are bad is Santa himself, who tells Tick that they're naughty. Now they have to find a way to stop Multiple Santa.
It's a Yuletide!
Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist, Season 2, Episode 4, Office Management. One of my other favorite shows. Most episodes follow a similar structure, but the different stand-up comedians that guest star serve as the doctor's patients. And what Dr. Katz sees as his patients telling him their problems, the viewer sees their stand-up routine being depicted by the show. One of the most clever concepts I've seen for a TV show, but another episode that doesn't have much to do with Christmas. When Dr. Katz suspects his secretary may not be happy at work, he sets up a Christmas office party for them. It's only a couple of scenes, but they're there. Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist, Season 6, Episode 8, Snow Day. Dr. Katz's son, Ben, has a job taking care of a neighbor's pigeons with a big snowstorm on the way. And Dr. Katz is there to help and guide his somewhat irresponsible son with taking care of the birds. Dr. Katz's son, played by John H. Benjamin, may be better known as the main character of Bob's Burgers. The Simpsons, Season 1, Episode 1, Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. When Marge has to spend the family's Christmas money to remove a tattoo Bart got at the mall, and Homer doesn't get his Christmas bonus, he has a hard time getting the money for Christmas gifts.
Ow, quit it. Ow, quit it. Ow, quit it.
He takes a job as a department store Santa and tries multiplying his pay, betting on the dog races. I remember back in the day, seeing how sad it was Homer had to go to the dollar store for his Christmas shopping. Nowadays, dollar stores are pretty much an essential. There are certain things not to buy there if you want a quality product, but I have no problem buying a majority of items from a dollar store these days. The Simpsons, Season 4, Episode 9, Mr. Plow. Homer crashes his car, buys a snowplow, and starts a snow removal business to pay off the truck. Things get heated when his best friend becomes his biggest competition. Phil Hartman, Linda Ronstadt, and Adam West guest star. The Simpsons, Season 7, Episode 11, Marge Be Not Proud. Marge is disappointed in Bart for stealing a video game from the local department store and ruining another Christmas family photo. She pretty much ignores him until he decides to make it right. The Simpsons, Season 9, Episode 10, Miracle on Evergreen Terrace. Bart gets up early to open his presents and accidentally burns down the tree. He hides it in the front yard under the snow and says they were robbed. The town takes up a collection for them, and when they find out the robbery was a lie, the Simpsons become the most hated family in town. The Simpsons, Season 11, Episode 9, Grift of the Magi. When the school is closed down after a rip-off from the mob, a toy company buys it for the sole purpose of product development to find the next hot toy before Christmas. This new toy is programmed to destroy other toys, so Bart and Lisa team up to stop them. Gary Coleman guest stars. The Simpsons, Season 12, Episode 8, Skinner's Sense of Snow. When a big snowstorm hits, everywhere gets a snow day except Springfield Elementary. By the end of the school day, another storm snows them in. Skinner has to run the school like a jail to keep the unruly kids in line, but the kids manage to take control again. Flanders and Homer team up to try and get the kids home. The Simpsons, Season 13, Episode 6, She of Little Faith. Bart and Homer accidentally destroy the church, and Mr. Burns offers to help fix it, turning it into a stadium for advertisements. A fed-up Lisa looks for a new religion. Richard Gere guest stars. The Simpsons, Season 15, Episode 7, 'Tis the 15th Season. After getting in trouble for spending an extravagant amount of money on himself for Christmas, Homer vows to be the nicest man in town, making Ned Flanders jealous. The Simpsons, Season 17, Episode 9, Simpson Christmas Stories. Homer retells the story of the birth of Jesus in church. Grandpa tries killing Santa for leaving him on a deserted island during the war. Then the show does a song to the tune of the Nutcracker Suite because they don't have to pay for the music rights. The Simpsons, Season 18, Episode 9, Kill Gil, Volumes 1 and 2. Playing a department store Santa, Gil gets fired doing the Simpsons a favor, selling a toy that was set aside by the boss. The Simpsons take him in, but he stays for 11 months, driving them crazy. Elvis Stoico guest stars. The Simpsons, Season 22, Episode 8, The Fight Before Christmas. Bart has a beef with Santa for a dirt bike and has a dream to make Santa give him one. Lisa has a problem with trees being chopped down for Christmas and dreams a story about her hate for Christmas trees intertwined with Marge fighting in World War II. Marge dreams about Martha Stewart helping her to have the perfect house for Christmas. Maggie wants to watch a Fluppet video and dreams the family are all puppets. Martha Stewart and Katy Perry guest star. The Simpsons, Season 23, Episode 9, Holidays Future Past. A Christmas with the Simpsons of the future, including the kids' kids, Maggie having a baby, and a bunch of future movie references. The Simpsons, Season 25, Episode 8, White Christmas Blues. Springfield is overrun with tourists when it's the only place in America getting snow that Christmas season. Marge turns the house into a bed and breakfast to be able to afford Christmas after the greedy business's corporate gouging. Futurama, Season 2, Episode 17, Xmas Story. Fry learns Santa was replaced by a killer robot who deems everyone naughty. Trapped outside after dark, Fry and Leela have to make it home as Santa tries gunning them down. Featuring Maurice LaMarche, John Goodman, and Conan O'Brien. Futurama, Season 3, Episode 3, A Tale of Two Santas. Bender becomes Santa when the real one is trapped. Everyone hates Santa, so Bender can't do his job delivering presents. Featuring Maurice LaMarche and Coolio. Futurama, Season 6, Episode 13, Holiday Spectacular. A grim episode divided into 3 stories where everyone dies in each story. Story 1 has the crew bringing the extinct pine tree back to life. A contaminated seed mutates the tree, and it spreads, filling the entire earth with pines. Story 2 has Bender telling the crew about his made-up holiday, Rubonica. Story 3 has the gang going to Hermes' house to celebrate Kwanzaa, but they don't have authentic beeswax candles, so they go out and search for some beeswax, featuring Maurice LaMarche, Coolio, and Al Gore. Barney Miller, Season 3, Episode 10, Christmas Story. A great show from the 70s about a group of police officers in the 12th Precinct in New York. The show took place mostly in one setting at the precinct, and like Dr. Katz, each episode structured similarly, with the different criminals being booked and victims reporting crimes, adding something different to each episode. This one just happens to be Christmas themed. Good Times, Season 5, Episode 12, Penny's Christmas. When Janet Jackson joined the cast as Penny, Winona adopted her from an abusive home, though the adoption through the agency is not yet official. When Penny saves enough money to buy her new mom a Christmas gift, some scumbag steals her purse, and she makes the mistake of stealing the gift, which jeopardizes the adoption going through. So Winona invites the adoption agent to their Christmas party to show her Penny is in a good environment. Good Times, Season 6, Episode 12, The Traveling Christmas. Keith finds out he has to work Christmas Eve and can't make it to the family's Christmas party, so they convince his boss to let them bring the party to the cab company where he works. Keeping Up Appearances, Season 2, Episode 11, The Father Christmas Suit. Richard is forced to dress up as Father Christmas for a later function at the church hall. When he gets drunk with his neighbor's brother, the sister dons the suit to try and keep Richard out of trouble. Filled with many mishaps, and Hyacinth, as usual, oblivious to how obnoxious she is. Mr. Bean, Season 1, Episode 7, Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean goes shopping at the department store. runs into his girlfriend who gives him a hint for her gift, helps a street band collect some money, and conducts a jazzy tune, finds a Christmas tree, and heads home to prepare for Christmas morning. Next day, preparing dinner, he wrestles with a giant turkey that his girlfriend has to help get off his head. The Black Adder, Christmas Carol. This is a play on the old Christmas Carol story, except it's all backwards. Ebenezer Blackadder is the kindest man in all of England. When the ghost who visits him shows Blackadder how scummy his predecessors have been, and how things turn out in the future, the ghost inadvertently turns Ebenezer Blackadder into the meanest man in England. Father Ted, Episode 17, A Christmassy Ted. Father Ted, quite possibly the funniest show ever produced for television. The Christmas episode has Ted winning an award, the Golden Cleric, for getting a group of lost priests out of Ireland's largest lingerie section at the department store, preventing another scandal in the church. A jealous priest weasels his way into Ted's house as an old friend Ted doesn't remember, trying to steal his award. Seinfeld, Season 3, Episode 12, The Red Dot. George buys Elaine a cashmere sweater as an early Christmas gift and a thank you for getting him a job. But after Elaine finds out he got it at a discount because it has a little red dot on it, he can't even give the thing away. Seinfeld, Season 4, Episode 13, The Pick. Elaine is embarrassed by her Christmas card photo because she's partially exposed, and Jerry's girlfriend thinks she caught him picking his nose. Seinfeld, Season 6, Episode 10, The Race. Kramer gets a job playing Santa in a department store. Elaine finds out she's dating a communist, and an old high school classmate challenges Jerry to a race rematch. Seinfeld, Season 7, Episode 10, The Gum. The gang patronize an old friend because he had a nervous breakdown. He's helping Kramer preserve an antique theater, and they go along with everything he says, including being interested in a certain type of imported gum he says he can get more of. Seinfeld, Season 8, Episode 10, The Andrea Doria. George has to plead his case to the Tenants' Council to obtain a coveted apartment away from an Andrea Doria survivor. Kramer sees a vet for a bad cough, and Elaine dates a bad breaker-upper. Seinfeld, Season 9, Episode 10, The Strike. Kramer's 12-year strike has been settled, and he goes back to work. Elaine tries to get a submarine sandwich loyalty card back from a guy she gave a fake number to. George makes up a fake charity he hands out Christmas cards for, and has to deal with his father's made-up holiday.
A Festivus for the rest of us!
Featuring Kevin McDonald and Bryan Cranston. And that's the list. Let me know what you think of it, and let me know what your favorite Christmas specials are. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, and subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. And with that, until next time, Merry Christmas.